Okay,
Yeah,
people, we're going live right now.
I kind of deduced that. Yep.
Let me see what's going on here. We're live. Let's see. We're live on Facebook. We're just talking about some different things that was going on this week about people we know. Probably shouldn't, but hey, I got to be truthful about certain things. And I know, but do you know what I'm saying, kid?
Yes, I
Know what
do.
I'm
Yes,
saying?
I do.
Okay.
Because it just. I mean, you want to do your due diligence, but you just don't want to put something out there that that'll really, for lack of a better term, bite you in the ass later on.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
she
want.
didn't understand when I said that you can't. Some places she didn't understand about cross lining. I said that tells me that she only been doing it maybe 5 years or 4 years. I mean,
Right.
you don't understand that people don't, these companies, they're not your company, okay? And this is one
Right.
thing,
Right.
one of the reasons why I kind of got into with MLSP, because they came with a thing that was saying that, yeah, they're not your company, you are your company. But it seems like now
Mm-hmm.
they're kind of tripping over their own feet about that. And some of the people that are involved, they keep saying, well, your company or this and that. And I'm trying to really get on page or on point about what all this is about.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people,
Mm-hmm.
we're live here. And what we've been talking about since we've been live, we're just talking about how a lot of people, this is not the topic. The topic tonight is about networking and prospecting. And I thought about this earlier this week. I wrote a book. One reason why I wrote a book 4 years ago, this book that I got, this one called The 5 Keys to Success in Today's Market, and learn the difference between prospecting and marketing, is because there's a lot of people, especially in the digital age, don't understand that the prospecting and marketing are two different things. Even prospecting and networking are two different things. And I actually wrote my blog this week stating about why I feel that 97% of people fail in network marketing is not because they don't understand the business plan, which is fine. It's because of how they approach the marketplace that they're in. Prospecting people, you got to understand that's a physical activity of going to somebody, presenting your business, or trying to see if they are interested in business ownership, a product, a service, or whatever, without really establishing any type of relationship, whether they're interested in the product or service or anything. And a lot of people are still doing this via internet, social media, and they got this idea because they're online that they're not spamming or they can do that, and that's not true. You're still dealing with people, okay? There's not a lot of networking going on in network marketing. Networking, you know how we used to go to these networking events before we went to the meeting, Kent, back in the day?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure.
networking is really a social type of event, be it networking for whatever. Networking to make new friends, networking, business networking. There's all types of networking events. But in a whole, networking is establishing maybe connections, relationships in business, or just whatever it may be. I think the biggest problem in this industry right now, they need to get back to that mindset of network instead of prospecting. Prospecting is deliberately trying to sell somebody your business. Okay? In the network marketing industry, too many people are in network marketing and they're taught the 6-foot rule of selling your business to different people that you think will like your business. And you have no idea that they even want to be in business. Just because there's what's going on today, people doesn't mean that they're interested in being in business with you or even having a business. Contrary to what we may believe and see in the marketplace, some people just don't see it. Okay, they're so attached to having a job that when people like us try to come in and tell them they need to have a business, they put up resistance. And this is why networking instead of prospecting is so damn important, because you gotta understand people are resistant to change. I'm talking about, Diane Hawkman always talking about the psychology of people. And, and a lot of times with prospecting, it really is about getting those people, getting the numbers into your network. So you can't have a network unless you're networking. There's nothing in the business talk about prospecting. It's called network marketing for a reason. It's called, you network with people and you market to people that you may think, or in areas that may be interested in your product or service. That's what's called network marketing. Okay. I'm not sure why people don't get that today. It's just kind of crazy that they still are doing that old school. And I don't even want to call it old school. It's just not a great, even offline, it's not a great way of doing this stuff. What's your thoughts on this, Ken?
Yeah, the adage that just prospecting someone to be in your business. Well, yeah, some folks are looking for a business opportunity, to be sure. We wouldn't be doing this, but a majority of folks, for whatever reason, either they are committed to whatever job they're doing, or whether they think network marketing's a scheme or a scam or whatever, or if no one's ever come to them on that level about the prospect of having your own business, there's just a certain way you want to do that. And to me, prospecting is like, have you even gotten to know that person, at least on a scintilla, as to what they want, instead of just trying to pitch them and say, hey, this particular business, hey, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Well, what if they don't like sliced bread? Just to use that for an example.
Yeah, and the biggest problem with people is that, even when we're in the day when we were going through that before the internet, remember Dexter Yeager used to talk about 5 and 6 nights a week. Well, if you're working a job and then you gotta come home, babysit and do all that, 5 and 6 nights a week was a really hard thing to do, especially if you had no leverage. Mm-hmm. The biggest problem with prospecting, mm-hmm. especially today, there's no leverage attached to it. Okay, that's because we didn't have the internet or social media. Now, granted, there's always been advertisement, but in them days, advertisements cost you an arm and a leg. Most people didn't have the funds to do that.
Oh yeah.
Let alone the funds to take out an ad in the newspaper or the radio. They barely had the funds to cover their auto ship. So to tell somebody they had to advertise, that's another thing. And then the other part of networking, see, the whole problem with networking in them days was your word of mouth. That was the big catalyst in business. They thought your word of mouth was going to carry over in your business, but no, most people are not going to talk to another person about this business because most of them never had a business. They didn't know what to talk about.
Right.
So the saving grace in the social media stream now, the internet, is that you can put up ads, you can do video that will carry over and say the same thing without you having to be face to face all the time. See, back in the day, you had to actively be in front of somebody for them to know about your business. You had to actively talk to somebody all the time about your business. And a lot of people just weren't in that mindset. Contrary to
Right.
what they say, you know, there was an attitude in the business that always talk about, well, you can't do this, well, maybe this is not for you. Well, you may be right. It probably isn't for a lot of people. It's not for a lot. It wasn't in that aspect of the business. I mean, there was one part of the business I understood that made sense, but the other one part of it, no, it wasn't for me. I wasn't the type of person that go actively go talk up to strangers about business or whatever. It just wasn't my personality. That personality had to be to very aggressive A-type personality folks that do that. And a lot of people didn't have that kind of thing. That was one of the catalysts of the failure rate, because if you weren't that type of personality, you couldn't make the business go. No matter what people tried to put in front of you, say, well, you can learn to do this, a script. Scripts are fine, but scripts are bullshit too. I mean, you know, this is not acting class. Even in acting class, they tell you throw away script. I used to do acting. A script is only a physical foundation for you to try to put words into your own personality. It's not for you to mirror or to copy right off. People are smarter now. I think people weren't that dumb then. But the problem back then was information didn't travel as fast because it had to be physically done face to face as it does now. Information travels like that, and people get smarter when you start sounding like everybody else in business and in anything. You have to grab people attention and stop sounding like the masses in business. It's just like now, what gets on my nerves about the political thing is that people won't call it what it is. They want to say Democrat or Republican. You get everybody talking about left or right. Left or right or what? You are either a Republican or a Democrat. You either conservative or you liberal. And they both held hand in hand. Some people try to say that conservatives aren't all Republicans. Well, basically, yes, y'all are. Okay? Because that's what the basis of that Republican Party was based off of it. Even though a lot of y'all don't understand that a lot of them back in the day were Dixiecrats. But that's another story to go into. Okay? But it's just that we gotta give an understanding out there that network marketing is about networking and marketing. Marketing has to be we have to throw out, I like to see the word prospect totally throw out of the language of the industry, because prospecting does no good. It causes a lot of hardships to people. Even people do not want to chase folks even on the internet. Okay? If I you still got people, even if you go to Wednesday nights, well, I don't know what to ask people about. You ain't got to ask people about shit. Why don't you? The whole thing about social media is about to be social. Like you go to a bar, you don't talk about business somebody you don't know about. They may ask you, oh, I do this and that and that. That isn't a conversation, but that's a different connotation than to write up trying to sell somebody about your business. Because you're in a social gathering that doesn't need to hear about you trying to sell them on something that they may not be interested in. And that's the biggest problem I find in the network marketing industry. They're still trying to sell, even though sales is part of the business. Don't get me wrong, sales is part of the business, but there's a time and place for all that. You have to gather information whether to even mention it. Gathering information is about being social. That's what social media is supposed to be about. It's not about this strictly. I said, that's the biggest problem that you see in network and LinkedIn. LinkedIn people are strictly there to sell business, fine. But they fail to understand these platforms and the foundational part of all of them, they're all social media. I don't care if it's LinkedIn, I don't care if it's Twitter or Facebook. Everybody keeps saying, well, Twitter is different because of this and LinkedIn. No, at the core of all social media is what it is. Social media is to socialize. It's to market, it's to find out, it's to have a conversation, it's to do all that kind of stuff. It's not to deliberately go out there and try always to sell your business to people, because everybody ain't open to your shit. Everybody ain't looking for it.
Right.
This is why I said I wrote this book, to give a distinction. And when I'm doing a revision of the book, because I'm adding stuff like you need to start networking instead of prospecting. Prospecting ain't the same thing as networking. Okay. Prospecting is a whole different realm. I don't even know where that came from. Okay. I mean, they got a lot of names for this industry. They got this, the direct sales, direct response, and all this other stuff. But all those didn't come about until we had social media and the internet. Because you never got a direct response to anything when you were face to face, when you had to chase down people meet people in malls and all that old crazy shit. I mean, actually people did this stuff and it's crazy. I never did that. You know, I hear people had done it. It's no way I was gonna chase down somebody in a mall about my business. People, you know, look at them. If somebody came to me like that, look at them, I'm like, what the hell? You know, and just like you got some of these people that are so aggressive in big box stores like Costco and Sam's Club, you know, I was like, well, do you have a cell phone? Well, yeah, motherfucker, 95% of people do got a cell phone. Why?
Right.
You know, I don't know. I'm just, if you watch people, you can approach people from a different perspective. Not, do you have a cell phone? Well, motherfucker, yeah, I got it right here. Why? I mean, you know what I mean? They don't, and they get, that's the problem. They get young people that they don't know no better. Okay? Mm-hmm. They have no experience under their belt. They have, you know, little to dealing with people. They don't have it. It takes some experience. That very few people in their 20s come out trying to do this right. Okay? They don't.
I would agree with that.
They don't have the experience to construct a relationship, and the way they construct a relationship is through their own peers. Oh, what's up, man? Well, that's why some do only talk to people in their peer group, because they know their language. You can't talk to somebody my age like you do with somebody our age in their 20s. I'm gonna look at you like, what the fuck you talking about?
Right.
Even, I don't even think back then I talked to people in my 20s that way. Okay. But this is a different crop of people coming out. Millennials and Gen Zs or whatever they call them fools. They just different. Okay. But still, on, you got to build that rapport, that relationship, and it's not directly hitting them over their head about your business, because they don't care. Okay, they don't care. You know, like we talked earlier before we got on, people do care how stuff is produced and made. If you're losing weight, now I know I'm probably going to contradict a lot of people on this, but if you're losing weight, if you care about your health, you're going to wonder, what is it in the ingredients that's going to make me lose weight? Yes, we know you want the results. Okay, that's a given. The result is losing weight. But if you're thinking about your health, you're going to want, what is it in this product that's going to help me lose weight? Is it going to harm me on the other side? Is it going to have side effects? Those are important. I don't know why that was such a big deal when like yesterday she was saying it, but they are important. Because people today, the biggest problem in all our society is artificial ingredients, chemical stuff. Okay. So if you got people who are cognitive of trying to lose weight, they're probably cognitive of wanting to know, what is in this? Is there any side effects? Is it harmful for me? You know, losing weight, is it going to make me, you know, what's the side effects? What's this? They want to know. Anybody that's serious about their health and losing weight, yes, they want to know this. And to say this to people out there, see, I think sometimes I didn't even promote this 5-day challenge. I promoted the first time. When I'm seeing a lot of these 5-day challenges are really for new people in the business. The only thing you can really promote is this: if there's new people that are coming in the industry, yeah, you can promote it, give them the link on that. they can relate to it. It's not really for us.
Yeah, I'm seeing that more and more myself.
It's not for us. It's just for those
Mhm.
type of people. Most of them have no background in social media. They don't know. But the problem I have, the way they're presenting it is, yesterday, yeah, people do care about what's in. People are caffeine sensitive. People are artificially sensitive to sweeteners that may not jive with them. People are looking at how much they consume sugar. People are looking at how much, what kind of sweeteners are in there because they're sensitive to that. These are all things you have to think about.
Right, and if you're in the makeup or beauty industry, you want to know, what type of if there animal testing involved in the making of the skin and beauty product. You want to know if your skin is going to have an allergic reaction to whatever ingredients are in that particular product.
Well, that's why they used to have those beauty breaks
Mm-hmm.
in artistry division, because they let people try out the products to see if there was any sensitivity type stuff that had happened. That's why you give out samples of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, everybody, see, the biggest problems going on now, there's still this attitude of they try to put everybody in this block. You got new people coming out. If they get some fucked up reaction to your product or service, that's gonna kill your sales.
Yes.
Because they're gonna say, well, so-and-so gave me this product and sale, and it did this to me. So I'm not gonna promote this for you. I'm not gonna give you no referrals because this is my react. That's how people are. If you're gonna understand the psychology of people, you got to say, okay, look, this product has this and this in it. It's not to say that it's better than everybody else's. It's to say some of y'all might have sensitivities at all. That's what she should have said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's not, and people talking about, well, folks don't care where it was produced. Well, some people may do. That's not about even promoting that and that aspect, because people are sensitive to a lot of different things. And you got to be aware of this in business. Okay. You can't just say, well, this does this because I use it and I lost this weight. Okay, fine. What's in it that makes you lose the weight? What does it make you curtail your appetite? Why this? And this is why people got to understand it. And it's like I said, networking is very important. In that aspect, when you're talking to people and you got a product or service that may happen, when you get into a conversation, say, oh yeah, but I'm trying to lose weight and da-da-da. And you say, oh, you are. Well, what have you tried? That's where you go to the networking. That's not prospecting, okay? Let's get that straight. That's not prospecting. That's networking with people, having a normal conversation like we're talking to you right now. That's what that's about. That's why I said the whole thing about prospecting needs to be thrown out, because it's gotten to a point that people don't know how to talk to nobody anymore because they're too caught up in trying to sell instead of trying to just be themselves, find out what people are about, find out if there is a need for your business, anything, but that comes through a conversation, that comes through networking. It doesn't come through prospecting. Prospecting has an aggressive, people already know. You wonder how people start running away with you, because there's certain signs of people when they prospect. There's a way. Network marketers train their people to prospect, and they say certain things that make it sound, even you running around on the internet doing this. I don't go on the internet. See, my whole thing on the internet, I go on the internet, I just see what people are talking about. Just see what people are talking about. And if, I will go into maybe a business group or a network marketing group and see something, especially when I think somebody's full of shit. Okay? And how they market or how they talk about certain things, I would go in there and ask them some questions. And you know, I admit sometimes I go into network marketing or some of these groups to disrupt, because you can tell how a lot of shit's full of shit. And there's a lot of people that get in there that don't have a clue. Okay. Like I said, there's this one guy I was talking about not using internet marketing sources, not doing it, but yet he's talking about inviting people to a webinar. Okay. Not having sales funnels, but he's trying to get people to sign up to this webinar through a sales funnel. I mean, what? See what I mean? There's so many people tripping over their own feet on what they're saying. Right there, you didn't shot yourself in the foot. I was like, no, I got you. You can't sell shit to me. Your marketing speech has to be very congruent on what you're doing from all aspects. It can't be saying, well, stop using the internet, social media, stop internet marketing, but you're right here doing it.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense.
Exactly.
You know, I don't get that kind of stuff. And then it's like so many of them that they try to justify. If you today in a market, and then like I said, today in a market where you don't know the face-to-face stuff is not so applicable because we're still in a pandemic situation. And sometimes I think there's some people, I've been looking online and some of these people, I don't know what's going on, but I see there's a club downtown called La Plamas. It was open Friday.
Oh yeah. Some people, some clubs are just like
they're just saying, but how you
come on down.
Have they changed the times any or something around here? Are bars still open after 10?
No, I think they're still here in Columbus. I think they're still.
Well, that's what I mean, and that's what I'm saying. So I'm confused about what's going on. If we still running around in this pandemic, all these club places are open and these people running around, even wearing a mask doesn't. I mean, it helps, but you still, you start violating Latin dance. You can't be 6 feet apart. There's no way you can do salsa and be 6 feet apart. You can't do it in no Latin dance. So how are they abiding by the 6 feet thing yet? Because they're wearing a mask? I don't get it. I know they got to stay open, but you know what? The situation, it is what it is. You start spreading a virus around and then you start getting the market sick. You ain't got no business no way. Because there's no patrons going to be able to come there because they either a hospital or they dropping dead. I mean, you know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of common sense going around today with all this stuff. And granted, there's a lot of misinformation. Let's go back to what we're talking about. There's a lot of misinformation about how to do business. Okay? I just said it. There's people tripping over their feet saying, be the hunted, not the hunter, but then you say prospecting. You can't, that negates what you just said. You talking about, for those who don't understand, there was a speech out there back in the early, like 2007, 2008, especially with when I first got involved with MLSP, they had a quote saying, learn to be the hunted, not the hunter.
Yeah.
What that means in the using attraction marketing, the concept was to have people contact you instead of you running after them. That's what prospecting is. Okay. The whole notion that instead of you chasing after these people about your business, you use marketing strategies to entice you put out information, not everything, but to want more information, like that whole be the hunted, not the hunter. And what it meant that, think about this in a psychological, if you got enough people coming after you about your business, there's a different conversation that's going to go on than you going after them. For the simple fact, one, they're the ones that came after you. So the rejection thing, it should be lowered, because you came after me, I ain't come after you. You opt into a capture page or some information that you wanted more information. So once you do that, you can reject it all you want, but psychologically to the person who put it out, it shouldn't offend you that much, because first of all, they're the ones that asked you. Now you give that information, they either see the value of or they don't. These many websites are supposed to allow you to leverage your time more so than you going out and chasing everybody about your business. Two, with all the software that's out there today, you can even segment it, direct target to groups that are in network marketing or in business and find out what there's some problem. Most people's network marketing, so whatever, most people don't run out of people to expose their business to or talk to or leads or whatever. That's the number one thing that people are struggling with in business, because they don't have enough people there to expose their business. So without having that enough people to get your business in front of, it does harm your business. Social media and internet allows that leverage for you to get that information in front of them. If you set it up right, that stuff can pay you down the line, years down the line. Okay, I got stuff that's paid me that I put out 4 years ago. I just got, now when I talked about this book, I just got a notification in a couple of days I'm getting a commission for this book. And this book is registered in Japan, okay? I don't read Japanese that well, but you know what I'm saying? My whole point is I put this book out 4 years ago. Still paying me. That's what we're talking about. That's the part of leverage, or as somebody might want to say, passive income. Networking, marketing. All these type of things are the catalyst of being successful. And today you got to be online. You got no choice in the industry right now, because most places are closed. Most coffee shops are closed, or they're closed to a point where it's not enough time for you to even do anything. You got to. Right now in 2020, you have to learn to market. You have to learn the skills of internet marketing to get your business in front of people. You got no choice. We've been saying this since we've been doing this daggone panel thing since March. I don't know how much more to emphasize this. And when I'm saying to you, words too, when you teach it, mean something, because they have a power behind it. Like I said, we need to get rid of the word prospecting. We are in the network marketing profession, okay? We're not in the prospecting. We're not prospectors. Prospectors, last time I knew, were the ones that digging for gold. Ain't nobody out there digging. That's an activity. That's something active you got to do.
Right.
And you know what I mean? I don't know what else to tell people how this is, but the business of network marketing should be about networking and marketing. It's plain and simple. That's what it's called. So why would you do something contrary to what the whole industry is about? I understand. Yes, back in the day, it was no internet. You had to go. Let's keep perspective. 60s, 70s, 80s, and part of the 90s, yes. Today, you ain't got to do that. And right now, you can't do it, okay? So there's no need in arguing with anybody about whether this works or not. it works. It's going to have to work because for the simple fact, there's no other alternative right now. Unless you know, and even if you did go out, wanted to do that, you'll be hard pressed to get anybody really to meet you like that. I mean, I don't know what they'll tell folks. That's why I said why I wrote this book was to get people to understand that you need to stop. You even need to stop prospecting. If you want your business to move ahead in 2021, we're in the fourth quarter heading into business. October's next Thursday, going into the fourth quarter of business, finishing out 2020. Thank God, because I'm sick of this year. You know, you still there, Kent? Hello? Hello?
Yeah, your screen. Okay, now you just unfroze.
Okay, it looked like you froze up. Okay, it looked like you froze. I was saying, you still there? You probably wonder what me and Kent are drinking. What you got there drink? What's your flavor?
Well, actually, it's not an energy.
Okay, you just froze up too.
This just some sparkling water I have from back sold in the store, and I had to grab a couple of bottles of it.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, you know, the company, the business we belong to, the affiliated to, they're coming out with a sparkling water. Did you know that?
Yeah, and I can't wait.
Coming out with raspberry and something else, I think.
Mm-hmm.
We belong to an affiliate company, network marketing company that sells this Excess Energy. That's one of the products we market out. They actually have a sports nutrition line. This is not like Red Bull. This is not like none of that Monster and not full of all that sugar. This thing has 4,900% B12. And why I say that, B12, most people are deficient in B12. B12 gives you energy. B12, a lot of chronic illnesses are because of B12 deficiency. As you get older, we both pass our 50s. I'm past 60. We don't produce B12 naturally. And like so many other things in our body, if you don't replace them, this is what causes chronic illnesses. That's why supplements, things that you got to eat, you have to replace it in your body because it doesn't, as you get older, it doesn't generate it out anymore. And then I just saw something, you know, they're talking about food deserts. We got this generation that are overweight and people not getting the nutrition that they do. It could be probably one reason why there's a high incidence of Black and brown people that are succumbing to this COVID, because granted, yeah, they could have other underlying issues that are causing them to succumb. And it's like,
1 second.
Okay. And it's like a lot of people, you know, when you hear about people who die from cancer, a lot of times they don't die from the cancer, they die from the effects of what cancer has done to their body. Because cancer is a cell, as a deformed cell that mutates. I'm not saying I'm a doctor. I do a lot of reading. You gotta be a doctor. I just do a lot of reading to know certain things. And that's what we gotta understand about business. You gotta keep yourself up. And in leadership, it's all about keeping abreast on what's going on in the market. You can't market, you can't teach, you can't help certain people if you don't know what's constantly changing in the marketplace. Because if you're always talking about old solutions, they're gonna get old results. And people are tired of getting old same results. They're not moving their business or moving themselves personally forward. And that's the biggest problem. It's the biggest problem in a lot of older people who've been in this business a while. They don't want people don't want to learn that. I don't know how you consider yourself leadership if you're not learning. One thing about Don Storms. Don Storms was always had his ear to the mainstream about what's going on in business. He was always out there trying to figure out what's happening in business, what's going on in the competition. Contrary to what you want to believe, there's competition out there. Yeah. Even in your, whatever you affiliated with, those people are your competitors, even if they're your compadres, unless you teamed up in a certain way.
Right. Now, just to touch on your, we were talking about the energy drinks. I just wanted to do a plug well as about not only does our affiliate XS do energy drinks, they do sports nutrition. So I just wanted to do a shameless plug. There's an energy bar. I forget the other flavor, but the flavor that I have here is blueberry crunch. This is good. I tried it a couple of about 3 or 4 days ago. This is good for recovery, as anybody, especially as Greg has pointed out, if you're 50 or older, your recovery is a little bit slower as a person in their 20s or 30s would be. This is a good protein bar to get your recovery back quicker. It's very good.
See, I haven't tried that one. I've tried the other Nutrilite ones. Okay. Did you just get that?
Yeah, I just got this just last Monday.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I haven't had that. I'm gonna have to put that we have an auto ship in our affiliate business. You can set it up any way you want to. But yeah, I did mention about sports nutrition, that XS has gone to a lot of sports and nutrition. They have a lemonade cherry recovery drink that you can put in water, shake it up in a thing, you can drink it. There's a whole lot of different things, as what was being mentioned in the 5-day challenge. And I mentioned that people, when you're marketing certain products and services, it's not to give them everything. I don't know everything about XS. I mean, I know something. What I know about the XS energy drink, it doesn't have all the crap that most of your commercial ones that people, because at one time, energy drinks got a bad reputation. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's a big thing about, especially about Red Bull and stuff like that. Granted, they cast some stuff in there. And then a lot of people abuse stuff. Okay. What we're trying to give you to understand with B12 vitamins, it's like drinking your vitamins, really. It's a supplement drink that tastes good. And I've never tried none of that much of the commercial ones, because I wouldn't want none of that stuff. Now we do have a flavor in XS that tastes, I guess, like the Red Bull. If you're into the Red Bull stuff, it's called XS Classic. I tried it. I didn't like it. I should tell you, I did try Red Bull. I didn't like it. I didn't like Red Bull. And I don't really like the,
Yeah, I tried the Classic and I tried Red Bull. Red Bull I got sick off of. And the Classic, even though it was healthier, I still didn't like
me either. I didn't like it either. I like the variety pack. I wish they'd take that Classic out of it. We got a variety pack you can get with this stuff. I wish, that's why I haven't ordered the variety pack, because they got that Classic in it. I like all the other flavors. I just don't like the Classic. So I've been ordering the sparkling, the fruit, the sparkling energy ones, like this one I'm drinking. There's a mango, pineapple, guava. Okay. For those who are Latinos, guava.
Are we freezing up again?
Huh? This is
Okay. I thought we were freezing up again. So
Oh, this is a sparkling energy mango, pineapple, and guava. This is for all you Caribbean people who like all those kind of fruits and stuff. We have that type of flavor in there. That's just one of the products and stuff. We're not limited to that type of stuff. The thing about, like I said, when you're networking in network marketing, you're there to educate people and to serve a need if there's one need to be. We're trying to use froze up too, Kent. God.
Mhm.
So that's basically why
Whoa.
what?
Okay. Okay.
What happened?
You were saying something and it froze up again.
Ow. Internet, it's been kind of crazy this week.
Yes.
Internet.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, all part of what we do as network marketers is really to educate and fulfill a need. That's the job of a network marketer or marketer in general. It's not to go out and prospect every person that has a breath. That's not what you should do. Because all you're gonna do is turn off people. You're gonna get disinvited. We're heading into holidays. You're gonna get disinvited to parties and all that kind of stuff. When you do that, I know there's a lot of you don't want that kind of stuff, being disinvited to parties and everything like that. So, I'm gonna leave a link at the end of this that if you want to learn to work with me or Kent, I don't know what Kent has as a link. I have a link that I can leave
Oh yeah, I've got a link.
that you can work with us, work with me, or work with an individual, with whoever one you connect with.
Mm-hmm.
Because all about the attraction marketing thing is about connection. It's about being attracted to whoever. And everybody you're not going to be attracted to, everybody you're not going to click with. So I got this thing, ClickFunnels, something, I don't know what's going on. You know who I haven't seen online in a while? Kid,
True.
the guy from Elite Marketing Pro.
Oh yeah.
I haven't seen nothing from them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Have you?
No, it is, and I would say the last thing I seen had to be January or February.
I haven't seen none of their. They used to have this thing called a daily dose of knowledge or daily dose or something. One, I don't know if he's Latin or if he's Mexican or whatever, who used to head that. His name was Cabellas or Sabellas. I haven't seen him in 6 months or more.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm just, you wonder about what's going on in the industry and stuff. I haven't seen them online. I haven't seen any of them. So I don't know what's happening. And it's just something I just know. I keep abreast on what's going on. I try to keep abreast of what's going on in the industry of network marketing and everything. But like I said, I think they need to take the word prospecting out of the whole vocabulary of the profession, because it's causing a lot of confusion. I think people wonder, well, what should I do with this? Be yourself. That's what you should do. Understand your market, understand the business, understand whatever you're trying to sell. But at the end of the day, you need to be yourself. So we're at the top of the hour right now. You got any other thoughts or things to say, man?
Well, hey, that's it in a nutshell. As you can see, Greg and I, we like to drop little nuggets of business knowledge that we've learned, and we like to help anyone become a business owner, or if any typical or traditional online business owner wants to establish or broaden their online presence. Greg and I are, I feel we are more than capable, even though we are learning, we're not the masters, we don't know everything, but we can help any business develop and maintain a strong online presence through leveraging the marketplace. And as you can see, every so often we will promote products that we that excuse me that we are behind, or that we are uh, allied to, and strong products. So if
Yeah,
you
we're
want
just
to,
not going to promote anything because we're going to promote what we believe in, and you should do. You should promote what you believe in,
exactly.
because you can't promote something that you don't use or you don't believe in. That rings false to the marketplace that you are talking to, and there's enough falsehoods out there that you don't need to add to those problems. And there's a lot of people that are in this industry that are adding to those problems, which gives the industry or it gives the industry a bad name. And we don't need that. You don't need that. Nobody needs that. Trying to find what's going on here. So, like I said, it's all about being authentic. It's all about just being real with people. And that's not a big popular thing, I know, today with a lot of folks, even though people say they like that. But at the end of the day, a lot of people aren't being real with you about a lot of things because all they care about is making that sale and making that dollar bill. Which, look, I know anybody that's in business wants to make a dollar bill. I understand it. That's not my point. My point is that you have to be real, but you have to be truthful and authentic about what you're selling, about what you're promoting, about what you're selling. Because if you're not, all you doing, you're causing harm in the industry. You're causing more. You're causing more harm. And let me see something. I'm trying to share a link out, but it seems like it's. Let me pull it down here. Let me do this.
Pardon me.
And you got to be truthful. There's enough lies, scams out here that we don't need. So with that being said, I don't know what else I can give out to you. There's a what's coming up this week? There's a level 1 virtual workshop going on.
Right, and the last day of the last day of the 5-day challenge is tomorrow.
Yep, that's true too. Last day of the 5-day challenge. Last day, yeah. Because like I said, we're going into a fourth quarter of everything, and you got to understand that the fourth quarter is going to determine how you start up 2021. God, 2021, people. That's crazy. Going into 2021 this year.
Yes.
Huh?
Oh yes.
As crazy as this year has been, it has gone fast. But it seemed like even as I gotten older, a lot of these years have gone fast. more so than than any other time. Well, no, I wouldn't say than any other time because this has been going fast. All of them, probably since I would say my mid-50s, it seemed like it's been going boom, 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 boom. Because next year I'll be 62. See? So it's been a tremendous, it's been a trying year. I mean, it's been interesting. It has made both of us had to step up to a more leadership role about certain things. Even though I was doing this, I've been doing the Sunset Sundays for the last 4 years. But I think even with the panel part of it, I had to step up even more so for the simple fact that this made it to get more people exposed. I've been getting a lot more views, and they're helping Kent to be exposed too for his business also.
Yes, and just to bring on, just to piggyback off that, Greg. Yeah, even though I'm working a full-time job, I know that that's not going to be the end all be all the way I want it to turn out, and the way that I feel and that you and I both feel is to maintain or gain and maintain a certain lifestyle. You've got to have your own business.
Yeah.
Got to have your own business out, because I'm thankful I'm working through the pandemic and all, but hey, that could change. October is one of those months that most companies reassessed, and they want to know how they are going to spend for next year, what fat they need to trim, what implementations for the new year that are going to take place for them. Mostly they don't do that in December, folks. They do that in October, so they can see the road going forward.
And sometimes they do it in December. Sometimes they do it in December.
Oh yeah.
Because they find out, okay, what they do. I'm gonna just give you an insight. What most companies do when they assess what they're going to do for the fiscal year coming up, they do it in that second term quarter of the year during the third quarter, usually in July. July, since you're in that past June, they assess, okay, where do we need to cut fat here? Where do we need to eliminate? What we need to trim? What we need to do this? Going into 2020, they're thinking back in July, they were thinking in 2020, 21, even part 2022. Thinking all the term ahead. So they make assessments based off of what they're doing through July and the rest of the summer. And you're right. This is why you see cuts happening from October right into the Christmas season, because they've already assessed what they're going to do and start implementing those sometime as early as mid-September on. Okay, that's why you got to understand there's no loyalty to 40 years in a business anymore, company. Contrary, I don't care what anybody's telling you out there. You need to be assessing your future based off of what you can do for your family, not what some company or state employee, because they're getting hit too. All that stuff. Look what's going on with the post office. They want to stop, take away posting machines and all these kind of things because of this election. That's another story. But what I'm saying to you is they'll find ways to cut into people's revenue, especially when there's a certain group of ethnic people that are benefiting in those industries. And usually, at one time, you know, going to the post office was a way for especially black male or Latino male to make a decent living. You know, all those industry. I know my cousin and my mom talking about back in the day, GM people used to work in Dayton, whatever. They cut all that stuff out. A lot of black folks were making money. Anytime. And I remember, I've told this story once before. Back in 1980, a lot of my friends, people I knew, went to high school, Park College, were getting degrees. They were getting degrees in engineering. Black males were going into engineering, getting the degrees in engineering. So, okay. I said to myself, all right, everybody jumping on board, going to school, getting an engineering degree. Why is that? Because everybody say, well, you make a lot of money getting engineering, okay. By 1988, 80, maybe it started 87. A lot of these guys are getting laid off, losing jobs. The structure of what was needed in the marketplace changed. Why? Because it may have been 89. What happens was this is why the census is kind of important. They take a lot of different census, not just population and what to do. They do a lot of different things. Every turn of a decade, they reevaluate what's going on in the marketplace and who's benefiting in the marketplace and how they can change it. It's purposely done in the marketplace. This is why what I'm saying to you out there is that people, when they assess a certain amount of ethnic groups that are benefiting, like the engineering, they change the rules, they change the game, or they say, well, you got to have a master's degree and so and so. They up the ante, okay? Now everybody went and got master's degrees. They don't give a shit now, okay? They changed the rules again, okay? The biggest problem I think black folks got to understand is that it has nothing to do with your education in the sense of your schooling education. We are in a time period that the prominent powers that be are seeing that they look like they might be losing power. This is what all this farce is going on with the presidency. Any type of group of people know that they're gonna lose dominance or power, they act up. And it's like when your kid knows he's gonna get a whooping. Wait till your daddy come home. He'll tear that ass up. He gonna try to be good, okay? Well, it's the same thing that's going on now. You got the power structure is being threatened, and this is why you got all these people reacting. The attacks on black males and all this kind of stuff is reacting. First of all, it's reacting from and I'm saying this again, two-term black man in the White House. That's what all this backlash is from. That basically is two-term black man in the White House. I got in a conversation with this guy, and I had to tell him, 47 years Bruce Lee has been dead. There's still people trying to delegitimize Bruce Lee as a martial artist. Half them cats wasn't even an itch in their daddy's pants when Bruce Lee was around or when he died. But yet they want to go on saying, well, he's not legit. He's not this and that. And have no reference points. And like I said, I met the person who trained with Bruce Lee was Danny Inosanto. No, I never met Bruce Lee myself personally. I was young when Bruce Lee came out myself. I was only 13, but I was around, okay? So like I said earlier, a lot of y'all weren't even around when he came about. Y'all have no reference point. I'm 61 years old. I know what Bruce Lee have done. I talk to people. When I used to live out in California and ran in Marina Del Rey to Danny Inosanto and some other people, they told us, hey, it's no joke, okay? So this is for, like I said, I've said this before, for all you guys who got this problem. You want to compare, you know, there's been a big comparison on some of these martial arts groups. What if Bruce Lee met this person? I mean, you know, all that stuff was kind of mute. Bruce Lee's dead. So there's no relevance to whether to make it in comparison because he's gone. And most of the time, the people you talk about at Bruce Lee's prime, no, I don't think they could have handled him. You're making comments about something that have no relevancy at the time because we can't. There's no relevance. There's a two. Most of the time, is a generational difference. Now, if you talked about maybe Chuck Norris and Bruce Lee at the time, that's more legit. Chuck Norris or some of the guys from them 70s, that's more legit. Not these motherfuckers that are out here today. They get their ass handled because there's no comparison because they weren't even around. Okay, that's why my whole argument about that, because people want to make comparison to stuff that has no relevance. Okay, and it's like I said today earlier when we were talking about network marketing today and network marketing back then, well, you got to understand there was no internet, there was none of that stuff. Compared to today, you got other tools and services you can do that can make the business easier. Some of y'all guys are making stupid shit harder than you need to. You attaching yourself to some of the old heads that didn't want to change, and their business has become stagnant because they didn't see the relevance in what we do to now, internet marketing and all that other stuff. Now with this pandemic, if they can't see it, there's nothing really to say to them. It is what it is, as 45 said one time. It is as it is. Okay? Chasing people down in the malls, coffee shops, all that shit ain't happening now. You better learn internet marketing, you better learn the network, and you better learn to market if you want to be staying relevant. I'm saying this to everybody that's in the network marketing industry. All you old heads that are in the network marketing industry, if you want to stay relevant in the business, you want your business to move forward and grow, you better start teaching them structural strategies like marketing and networking that are relevant today. All that chasing shit, that's over. Okay? I'm telling you, it's over. Even when the pandemic's going to run, I guarantee you, this pandemic has set a precedence of a different mindset of how we do business. Okay?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Ain't nobody going back to all that hard shit. They ain't doing it. I guarantee. Once you get a taste of something, it's like people talking about, you know, they're trying to take away health care of 30 million people. Don't you know, you try to take health care away from 30 million people, you're going to have a revolution on your hands? They used to that, Social Security, all that. They ain't got nothing to lose. They going to get in that ass. That's what's going to happen. And the same thing now, people are not going back to the way they used to do business. It's not relevant. It's not no need. They got a taste of, I don't have to do this shit no more like that. This is why companies like insurance company downtown, I'm gonna say Nationwide, stop.
Right.
Their business model, everybody works from home. Why should I pay $1 million a month for office space when everybody I can develop a network that everybody can tap into and work from home? If you got a problem trusting your employees that they ain't gonna do this and that, that's your problem. Probably the problem is not them, it's you. We're in a new day, new age, new era, and everybody ain't gonna just pop up and say, "Oh, I'm into a job like that." It ain't happening. I don't care if the pandemic can go tomorrow. I guarantee you, you're gonna be hard pressed now for trying to get people to come into a job setting now because they got a taste. Why should I commute to your place? Why should I commute 30 minutes? Why should I commute 15 minutes? Why should I go to a job where we're going to be going into winter where I got to get up in the nighttime and come home in the nighttime? Why should I do that? Why? where this can work better for me. Those are the kind of things you need to address when you're dealing people in business, online, to hit those nerve points in the market. Not just about selling stuff, but once you get people to think about certain things that they're doing now that they got exposed to, they have a taste for, and somebody's trying to make them go back to that era where they didn't like in the first place. Come on, people. You got it in your hands. We got it in our hands. $820, man, you got any other thoughts?
Well, other than the fact that I know before we touched on that, you were talking about you were doing the Sunset Sundays for a period of 4 years, and when this pandemic came about, gave me exposure, and I just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Yeah, I've done some videos before, but not to the extent that Greg has, and it's forced me, even though like I said, I'm working a regular gig, it's forced me to come out of my comfort zone and do this on the regular, because this, to me, network marketing, yeah, that's the golden goose. If you want something that's sustainable for your family, and you want to leave a positive legacy, hey, this is for me, this is the way to do it, folks. This is the way to do it.
And in the name of the game in this business, in this industry, video is the next best thing of us being in your face to face, without harming each other. Okay? Right. We're in a comfort. He's at his house, I'm at mine. We're not in the same room. That's the beauty of what we're doing. We've been doing this for the last 7 months this way. We're not harming each other. We're not having to run here and do this. It's going to be the weather's changing. And we still can keep the flow going, even if it's a snowstorm.
Right.
Okay? Because we don't have to be out in the mess to set up and do some other stuff like you did before. That is the beauty of the internet and social media, because it gives you leverage. There's no excuse why nobody can do nothing now. All you old heads that have been doing the old coffee shop and vent thing, this shit's over, really. I'm telling you, it's over. Ain't nobody gonna sit up in those events that you have for the weekend. People sitting up there 3 and 4 fucking hours a day, all damn night, around all them people. I don't want to be around that many people, no way. Okay? When you can easily do this shit from your home, I don't need this all the time to get that one. My whole thing with there is get the message. It ain't got nothing to do with whether I got to do this. All right. For one, it will save you money, save everybody else time, and more people can get the information that they get. The name of the game is to get the information. It ain't about how it's done. It's about getting the information to enough people that get you, that want to either move forward, join your team, or whatever. That's the name of the game. Y'all get caught up in the methods and how it's bullshit. Y'all get it caught up. There's a lot of y'all get caught up in the professionalism of all that shit about wearing ties and all that shit, sweaty, all that bullshit. Nobody gives a fuck. Do you really want to know about the thing that people don't give a damn about? All that shit. Okay? They don't give a damn about all that so-called. That don't make you professional. And what makes you professional is being out there telling the truth from the standpoint that you know the truth from your experience. That's professional. Not the bullshit, tight ass some bitches that a lot of people want to portray because they got a suit and a tie, so that you supposed to be so trustworthy. Them days is over. That's a crock of shit. Okay? That's the thing that nobody cares about. They want the Joe Bag of Donuts that gives them the truth. Joe Bag of Donuts, that's a term that I learned from a guy in Amway. Okay? Italian guy from New Jersey. So what I'm saying to you, people really want to connect with the people that they relate to. Ball cap, shirt, home, giving information, buddy and friend right here. We talk shit, we talk a lot of truth. That's who they want to connect with. Not them stuffed shirts that they trying to always sell you bullshit to. We ain't about that. We're about to give you the information that we know straight from that we know that's truthful and what's going on, what we see. And we give you resources about something. That's it. That's all we're about. Okay? Business, network marketing, truthfully, your business is about your audience. How you engage in that audience. I've talked about that a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that. The brand, building your audience, building your list. That's what all this is about. It ain't about the product. It ain't about this product. Damn this product. If I don't have an audience that wants it, it don't matter. This can sit on the shelf all day. It's about the people that you engage with, the audience. Without that, you don't have a business, people. You can run around and do all that shit that you want to talk about, all that other stuff. If you ain't got the right type of audience, to emphasize that, the right type of audience, not because you got 50, 100,000 fools out on the internet that like your page that you don't know. Who gives a shit about them? Mm-hmm. What relationships are you connecting with the people that you know? That's what you need to really concentrate on. Because at the end of the day, if those people like what they hear, they will tell some other people about it. They'll share your videos. They'll share this. They'll do all that kind of stuff. That's how your business grows. That's how your audience grows. Not how 50 other people join you on one day. That's fine, but that don't happen to most people. And it's not based off of one platform. You can take different platforms and combine your audience. That's your audience. See, a lot of y'all get caught up in, well, I got 30,000 people following me on Facebook, 130,000 on my YouTube channel, and this and that, and on this channel. Okay, fine. I don't have nowhere near that. My biggest audience ain't on Facebook, is on Twitter. And I hardly go on Twitter. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's because I use structural software to connect all my social media stuff. I don't need to go on there. And what we post out and show on video, post out to all those social media places that I deal with. That's why I said I left a link in the comments, not in the comments, but in the description. If you want to work with me, click on that link. We can talk. Yeah. With that being said, as I said at the end of all this is a Sunday night. People got to go to work tomorrow, meet their meal, stressed out, whether you're working from home or not. Les Brown has always wanted to say that 30% of the people hate their job. Well, 85% of people hate their job, and 35, 40% of your heart rate goes up, or heart attack rate goes up, I should say, on Sunday night. Don't be a statistic because you hate your job. Be a statistic about leaving your job and starting something on your own to help your family. Because if you drop dead tomorrow night or tonight or whatever, the company's going to replace you and put your job in the paper before your obituary, folks. With that being said, my name is Greg Smith.
I'm Kent Robertson.
I hope you got value for what we're saying tonight on this Sunday, last Sunday of September, folks. Last Sunday of September. All right, man. People, peace. Take care.
Stay safe, everybody.
We out.